Okay. Is it finally working? Looks like it's finally working. Wonderful. Technical difficulties. Fine. I'm just going to wait a minute or two to see if anyone shows up. Might be a good idea to turn a little bit more light on in here. Baby shark, do 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 do, baby shark, do 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 do, baby shark, do 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 do, baby shark. Okay, that's a little better. I should probably. That's why you don't kick your desk, kiddos. Make it look like there's an earthquake happening. I don't know who I'm talking to. I'm the only one here. Might actually look cute for this stream and no one's gonna see it. Oh well, might just be little me. Okay, well, it looks like it'll just be little old me today, which is fine. So the first thing that I'm going to do is set my intention for this session. This is something I didn't do last live stream, but it's pretty important to the Pomodoro process. Basically, when you're doing the Pomodoro at the beginning of the session, you kind of set up what is this session for? What is the point of this session? And you try to set it to something realistic. So a lot of people will say, I want to finish 5 pages, or I want to finish a chapter, something like that, that it's like fairly doable in the span of 2 hours. You know, you don't want to try to go too big, or you're just going to get disappointed and frustrated, and then the session's not going to be as productive as you want it to be. So, I think that my intention for this session is I want to try to get to, or I want to at least get to the conclusion of my video, which I think I'm pretty close to, and possibly finish the conclusion. Because I would say the video is probably like 75% done, I definitely need to go back and tweak a couple of things. There's a couple of places where I want to put quotes in where I just wrote insert quote here because I was going to look for the quote later. Stuff like that that needs to be done. But the main bulk of the writing that needs to be done is mainly the conclusion. And I'm not entirely sure what I want to do for the conclusion because the thing about conclusions in anthropological text is we don't do them. If you've ever read any anthropological texts, a lot of the times they really don't have conclusions because they really don't come to definitive answers on anything. And in a lot of ways, I like that about anthropology, but also kind of difficult to do in a YouTube video. I mean, you kind of have to have some way of wrapping it up. So trying to come to that conclusion is what I really need to do. So that's what I'm going to try to do. Just little old me trying to write the conclusion. So I don't know if anyone's going to come back and watch this or anything. I will say that I'm doing the Pomodoro technique, which if you're not really familiar with, basically what it is you do 25 minutes of writing, 5 minutes of break, 25 minutes of writing, 5 minutes of break, and it's kind of trying to get you over that hump of actually writing. Because a lot of people who have writing projects spend so much time not doing the writing portion of the writing. So the Pomodoro technique is basically supposed to just like kick that into high gear. We're gonna write. We're gonna write right now. So yeah. So I'm just going to write that in the chat. If you come in late, I am doing the Pomodoro writing technique, which means I write for 25 minutes. Break. I will be happy to chat with people or answer any questions once I will be happy to chat with people or answer any questions once oh gosh, I haven't even gotten started and I'm already having a brain fart. I will be happy to chat with people or answer any questions, maybe instead of once while I take my break. Until then, feel free to leave comments in the chat or work on your own stuff. Okay, I think that's good. So, I am starting my first Pomodoro session now. Okay, and I will set the timer, 25-minute timer. Let me pull this bad boy up. And now, want to join. Okay, and I'm gonna mute my microphones because I like to talk to myself when I'm writing. And I'm sure no one wants to hear my little mumbles and hmms and oh, oh, that's interesting while I'm writing. Okay, so the first 25 minutes is up. Set a 5-minute timer. Okay, still looks like it's just little me, unless someone snuck in while I was writing and then left again. That's okay. How am I feeling after that first session? I feel like I was doing more editing than writing, which I told myself I wasn't going to do. But I felt like I kind of had to reread everything I'd written so far to try to figure out where I'm going with all of this. I think so far, what do I think? Everything that is there is good. I like everything that I've written. I think it's interesting. Um, I think it's interesting. I think it's well written. The thing I just keep coming back to is I was told when you write YouTube scripts, a really good thing to keep in mind when you're writing for YouTube is if I wasn't me, if I was someone who had never heard of this topic before, why would I want to watch this video? What about this video would draw me in? And originally, I wanted to do this video idea, which I don't know if I've even said what the video idea is, but I'll spoil it a little bit since I'm the only one here. Basically, this video idea was that I wanted to talk about autoethnography and vlogging and kind of compare and contrast the two ideas. Specifically talking about this idea about authenticity and like how much of yourself do you share in these spaces and what does that add to the discussion you're trying to have. And that's still part of the conversation. I still find that interesting, but I don't know. I feel like it's an aspect of what I'm talking about, but is there enough in the script at this point to say, okay, this is what the video is about? This is what the whole video is discussing. I don't really think so. I think it kind of comes in too late in the video that if I say, okay, the video is about authenticity and how much of yourself do you put into your work, then it probably needs to be threaded more into the script than it currently is. And maybe I need to do that. Maybe I need to say, okay, this is the topic of the video. I need to lead with this. I need to totally scrap or heavily edit the beginning of this video so that it's more forecasted that that's where I'm going. Maybe that's what I need to do, but I don't hate that idea, but I think I need to finish where I'm at, finish the end of the script that I have so far and say, okay, what rabbit hole am I going down? Where is my thought process leading me? And then once I write that, maybe that's the best opportunity to go back and say, oh, I know what I need to do now. Now I know that I don't want to focus on, or I do want to focus on authenticity as like the key theme in this video essay. And maybe that only makes sense to me. Maybe someone would say, you should edit the beginning first so that you know where you're leading. But I feel like I need to let my natural inclinations finish the video before I start to question them too much. And then if I need to edit it in the beginning. Because my problem is that, and I think this is a bad habit that I carried over from grad school, is I will start to get into the heat of writing where I'm writing like 2 pages, 3 pages. Like I can write a lot in one session. What kills that writing fire, or at least waste my energy, is I try to edit while I'm writing. So instead of just letting myself write and then seeing, okay, what needs to be edited out, I'll write a paragraph, then I'll edit, then I'll say, oh, I don't actually need some of this. I'll take out 2 sentences, then I'll write another paragraph. Oh, I don't need this part either. Take out 2 sentences and and by the end of that, everything is so muddled that it's like I don't even remember what point I was trying to make at this point because I've deleted half of it before I can even finish the thought. So that's what I'm trying to not do with this video, because we are finishing this video. I have been working on this video since February. It is my white whale. I want it done. I want to work on something else for once. And I'm going to get it done. I'm going to get it done. I'm so close. I could have had it finished last weekend. I really could have. And you know what? I decided to hang out with my friends and get drunk instead. And sometimes you need to hang out with friends and get drunk instead. But this week, I am finishing this script. Hell or high water, I will get it done. Okay, so I'm just going to let Twitter know that I am starting Pomodoro session 2. And then we will get to it. So Pomodoro session 2 starting now. Okay, so I have alerted Twitter, but I don't know if anyone on Twitter is going to join us. I say that like there are other people here, but you know what? That's okay. I can talk to myself. I talk to myself all the time. Don't you know? Don't you know? Okay, so no more stalling. I'm gonna do one more Pomodoro session, and then let's see, it's 7:15. So one more Pomodoro session will be 7:45. I'll probably stop after that to go and cook dinner. So maybe we'll just do 2 sessions tonight. And then after dinner, I can try to write a little bit more off camera. So I think that's what we're going to do. So one more Pomodoro session. 25-minute timer. Okay. So I'm muting my microphone. We're doing this. Me, myself, and I are doing this. And we don't need no one. We don't need no man. Don't need no man in our life. Okay. For real now, I'm muting the microphone so I can't say any more stupid shit into the microphone. Okay, that makes another Pomodoro section, and I am almost at 11 pages. Still not to the end. I'm definitely getting there. Yeah. I'm definitely. I think I'm getting to the conclusion. Um, yeah. I think I just needed to. So I already had in mind what I wanted the conclusion to be, or what I thought the best conclusion would be for this video, and I had like most of the rest of the video written, but what I thought, so like part 2 and part 3, let's say, part 2 being the body and part 3 being the conclusion, those were both pretty much written, but there didn't feel like there was any sinew connecting the two parts. It just felt like, oh, let me tell you all about anthropology. Oh, let me tell you all about vlogging. Do. And then all of a sudden, like whiplash, the emotions change, and now everyone's upset and questioning their beliefs and why did we even do this? And it just didn't make sense. It felt like I'd written the climax without the build-up, and I needed something there. So I've written that part, and now I think I've written all the lead up to the conclusion. Now I just need to make sure that the conclusion works with the lead up that I've written. That those two parts go together, because this is really like the emotional culmination of everything that I've written so far. So if this lands flat, it's going to be like, okay, why people are going to be so disappointed if they sit through 30 minutes of video to get to this point. So I feel like I really need to stick the landing on it. And it's almost there. I can feel it. I'm getting so close, but sadly, it's not finished yet. So y'all are gonna have to bully me some more. Um, I definitely do think it's getting there. It's slowly getting there. Well, I shouldn't say slowly. It's almost finished. But this is by far going to be my longest video. Yeah, I think my longest video at this point is like 25 minutes. This video is probably going to be like 40 minutes is what I'm thinking. 40, 45 minutes. It definitely needs some more oomph to it, but I don't want it to be too long. I feel like after you start getting to the hour mark, some people love that. Like, I love long video essays, but I think for some people it's definitely a turn off if your video essays are too long. Especially because I'd love to get this edited and get this done. Ideally, in my heart of hearts, I don't know if it's going to be possible, but ideally, I would love to finish the writing sometime this week, no later than, say, Thursday. Then have the weekend to record / start the editing. Finish the editing sometime next week and have it up by not this weekend, but the following weekend. So yeah, so to go from still writing the script to a finished video that's posted in like a week and a half. And I think it's definitely doable, but I really have to like bust my chops and get it going. Because yeah. I've been dragging my feet on this video way too long, and I have a lot of other videos that I want to still try to make this year. I have a Halloween video in mind that I haven't even started writing for. I haven't even started the research for. I need to order the books for it, but I don't want to start researching that video until I've at least finished the script for this video, because I have a really bad habit of starting projects and then getting a new idea and getting really excited about the new idea and running off with the new idea and never finishing the old idea. And then I just have a big pile of unfinished ideas. So I definitely don't. I feel like, and I'd have people tell me, why did you spend all this time on this video? Why didn't you just give up and do another video? Which I honestly probably should have at some point. I should have just said, this isn't going to work. Let me do something else. I definitely will never do this again. If I spend more than like a month on an idea, I'll just write something else. But this video has been stuck in my craw for so long that I felt like if I gave up on it and I said, I can't do this anymore, then a part of me wouldn't be able to take that. I think it would have like set me back in video making mentally to not finish this video that I have spent so much time trying to finish. So yeah. So since nobody's here, if anyone bothers to come back and watch this, I'll give you a little sneak peek of what I've got cooking. So I got this video, which will hopefully be done, like I said, another week and a half max. I do not want to go over that time period. So like a week and a half. I also want to do, there's this film series idea that a lot of people have been doing called Scenes of Hope, where people basically talk about a scene from a medium that they liked that gave them hope. I'd like to do that as a shorter video. I'm also planning on doing an October video about fat phobia and why do we fear fat people, which I think would be really great. But I'm really worried because I don't usually do great with time-sensitive videos, but I'm really trying to challenge myself. I want to have that out no later than like 2 weeks before Halloween, because I really want to give people time to enjoy it. Because I feel like sometimes if you put out seasonal videos, like the day before Halloween, the day before Christmas, at that point, people don't really get time to enjoy it. So I want people to at least get in the spooky vibes, feel the spooky vibes, but to be able to make that video, I have to finish this video. So I'm really trying to crack the whip on myself. But I have about a month to make 3 videos. It's definitely doable. My track record hasn't been that great. If I have to cancel or push back the Scenes from Hope video, I could probably do that, honestly. I just like the idea of doing shorter videos between my longer videos, but we will see. We will see. I'm trying not to overpromise or oversell things because I tend to do that where I get really excited about projects and I'll say, oh, I'm going to do this and this and this and this. And then sometimes I'm able to deliver that, but a lot of the times I'm able to do 2 of those things and then I'm just too tired to finish the rest. But yeah, you will see. So thank you to everyone who joined. I think I saw 1 or 2 people poke their head in occasionally. Right now it looks like I'm alone, but I'd like to think that people are here with me in spirit. So I think that's going to be it for tonight. I'm going to go cook my dinner, eat my dinner, and then maybe do a little bit more Pomodoro before bed. But we will see, because I have to wake up early to work my 9 to 5 job. Because your girl got a 40-hour job now, and it pays the bills. Got the skills to pay them bills, but doesn't leave me a lot of time to do much else. But that's capitalism for you. So, bye bye.